Shout out to our brother JTL from the channel Op from the Norm. He sent me this clip here. It's the IG model with her daughter dancing on TikTok. The mother here in the video, the woman in the blue, that's Bernice Burgos. She's well known with many people following her on Instagram. Now, in my opinion, I believe that this is inappropriate, out of order. A mother should not be putting herself out there like this, especially doing this with her own daughter. In the TikTok video, Bernice added this to the video. She said when you're teaching her the game, but she can't get ahead of herself. For anybody who want to answer this below, what game is Bernice teaching her daughter? I can tell you one thing, it's not about how to become a wife. They're not passing down recipes, family history, legacy. Her mother is introducing her to the same lifestyle that she's a part of. Sabotaging her daughter intentionally or unintentionally, same result. When the Shade Room posted this, Young Miami from the City Girls, she chimed in on this and she said, as they should, mothers are allowed to have fun with us. Ain't nothing better than having the time of life with my mom. We adults now. Over 50,000 people liked that comment from Young Miami alone. You had women in there calling other women and their mothers boring if they did not do this. You have a person like Young Miami influencing other women when she was influenced by her toxic mother. This is how they programmed the women and everybody else to accept this bad behavior. Her mama just got out of prison earlier this year. If you don't know the story, Young Miami's mama, she was busted in Macy's back in 2009 in the Aventura Mall down near Miami-Dade County. If you're from Dade or Broward County, you know exactly what I'm talking about. She was in there stealing purses. The police started chasing her. Next thing you know, she ran into a woman who was in a security car. The woman lost her life on impact. She was only sentenced to 5 years in prison. That was in 2017. So this took place in 2009 in Aventura. 2017, that's when she was sentenced, 5 years. Now in 2021, she was released, came out, had a party, everybody celebrating like she's a hero. So of course, Young Miami, she has no problem with this. This is how she was raised. And you know what? That's how she's gonna raise her own daughter. So this is why I say that these women, they're not passing down anything to their daughters but 304 traditions. And if it's not that, you know what they're passing down? Bills, burdens, and brokenness. These mothers today, they are not instilling good things into their kids. Another thing they're always teaching them is materialism. Everywhere you go, they're showboating online, showing off things. Meanwhile, there's a serious financial crisis happening right now. Check out this story from Yahoo News, originally published by USA Today. The title, A State of Constant Crisis, Black Households Struggle with Rising Rents and Housing Shortage. Shout out to Alonzo from New Jersey for sending me this story. I appreciate you for that, Alonzo. But before we get into it, please take a second to make sure that you are subscribed to this channel. Go ahead and click that button along with the notification bell. Turn on all notifications so that you don't miss any updates. If you're new to the channel, include new subscriber in your comment, and I'm going to try my best to welcome all of you to the channel. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into this story. It says when Keisha Green, a single mother of 5 in Dallas, moved into her 2-bedroom, 1.5 bath townhome in 2017, the rent was $1,380. Now it's $1,700, and her household budget is as tight as her family's living quarters. So you have this woman, she's living with her 5 kids all alone. And for the women out there, the younger women for sure, don't go around having a bunch of babies that you can't afford. And not this woman right here, because I'm not sure what her situation is, but there are a lot of them out there that's planning situations like this now. Yes, you have some women out there planning to be a single mother. They're either having babies to get money from a man, or they're having babies to get assistance from the government. The hike in prices may impact a lot of renters, but it's more detrimental for single family homes. $1,380 to $1,700. It's people experiencing higher hikes than that. I know an investor that was renting an apartment for like $1,200, and in 1 year, they increased the price to $1,900. And at first, they didn't think the tenants will pay it, but they did. And stuff like that is happening all over the country. So now she's paying $1,700, living in a 2-bedroom house with 6 people, only 1 full bathroom. The article goes on to say before C19, she had 2 jobs and a dream of renting a bigger place or buying a home. Then 2 paychecks became 1. She said, being a single mom, I can barely afford this. And that's the thing, a lot of people would think this would be common sense. But you have some people out there that just make decisions and they don't think. They have kid after kid after kid. And that's because they always believe that it's somebody out there that's going to save them. But it says Black households that have been shut out of home ownership by racial discrimination and historic inequities in education, employment, and housing were in the grips of the housing crisis long before the pandemic. Now, with the supply of affordable housing shrinking and rents soaring across the country, no one is being hit harder. And this is so true. What I'm talking about is impacting a lot of people. Men, women, different races. But we have to be honest that this is hurting Black households more than anybody else. And out of those Black households, the single parent homes, they're going to struggle the most. Like she said, being a single mom, I can barely afford this. And for the young ladies out there, don't mess up your life like this. I know it's very crazy to a lot of people, but you do have women out there planning to be a single mother. Just like in this video with Light Skin Keisha and the host of the Poor Minds podcast. The host on there, she was talking about planning to have kids, but also planning to do it alone. And it just baffles me how women today, they are willing to sign up for this type of struggle. They will honestly struggle by themselves with kids. Sign up for that instead of getting along with a man. The article says owning a home builds wealth and provides a safety net, particularly in times of crisis. But just 44% of Black households live in homes they own versus nearly 3/4 of white households. So that's 44% of Black people live in a house they own, and nearly 75% of white people live in houses that they own. Black people are more than twice as likely to rent as white people, according to Pew Research Center's analysis of census data. Now get this, while all of this is going on, there's also a shortage of affordable housing. The rental assistance programs, the money's drying up from that as well. You even have a bunch of people on Section 8. They got kicked off within this last year. Out here on Instagram, all over social media, posting their extravagant gifts and money, signing up for PPP loans. And then you have the people who work in those offices that's providing the affordable housing, the Section 8 and stuff. They went back and looked at those lists. And if they saw that a person got a PPP loan, they said, hey, you don't need this anymore. You just told the SBA over here that you have a business that's making money. And they gave you a loan based on that information. So it looks like you no longer qualify, right? Yes, this has happened to a lot of people all over the country. I've heard many stories about this. Women who signed up for these PPP loans talking about they had a business and they ended up losing their Section 8. Back to the article. Making matters worse, billions of dollars in federal emergency rental assistance have not reached families in need as eviction moratoriums across the country lapse. Nearly 12 million adults living in rental housing are behind on rent, 23% of them Black. That's according to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities. They said the coming wave of evictions will disproportionately displace Black households, which are most likely to be behind on rent payments. They're saying that Black renters, particularly Black women, are at the highest risk. And in this article, they mentioned another woman, LaToya. She was priced out of her Cali hometown, had to move in a neighboring city where they're saying that she rents a 500 square foot home. It's a 1-bedroom home in her landlord's backyard, and she's paying $850 a month for that. She and her 11-year-old son, they have to alternate weeks sleeping on a pull-out couch. And she gave them a quote too. She said these days, anxieties over the scarcity of affordable housing are running high among friends and family. But you really couldn't tell, right? Because they'll tell you all day long that Black women are doing great. But the numbers, they're telling a different story. Like, what's really going on? So I'm going to leave this article below in the description if you want to check out this full article. But I see there's a big disconnect here. Winter is obviously approaching us. You have single mothers out here with 5 kids trying to do it all on their own. No man in sight, no help. Barely have a job making a decent wage. And they are attempting to make ends meet. Decades ago, women started kicking men to the curb and they replaced the men with the government. The problem is they did not plan for this. They never planned for the government to fail them. But they put more faith into lawmakers than their own men. They literally said they don't need a man for nothing. Women saying they could do bad all by themselves. So much so, they're willing to be cramped up in a 2-bedroom house with 6 people in it. I mean, this is absolutely crazy. Single mother, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 kids living in a 2-bedroom. I mean, really think about that. It's just not making any sense out here. Stop going around making all these babies with no plan and no man and no commitment. It's nothing cute about this. It's nothing funny about this. At this point, everyone should know better. But hey, that's all I have on it. Let me know what you think about this below in the comments. Thank you, Tyrone W, Mike P, HLC Jr, Trey Shell, and Dark Power. I appreciate all of you for your support. You can support this channel as well. The links to Cash App and PayPal are below in the description. Ladies, fellas, want a balanced analysis, want the truth from a woman's perspective? Then you're going to want to subscribe to this channel and don't forget to like and share.